All right, who is ready to talk about AEW Dynamite? I know I am. You're ready for it. Let's go. All right, I am Neek. You might know me as Nick, and we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite here with Dirt Sheet Radio. I'm going to be joined with some of my boys. Let's bring them on out and talk wrestling.
All right. Let's sit down and discuss the murder grandpa. I mean, AEW Dynamite. I'm joining Neek as always, sitting and discussing our favorite three letters right now. AEW. Let's go.
What up? What up? Go. I'm a fucking voice inside of a circle with John Escudero, and my camera's not charged.
That's Bryan Danielson. You can't fool me.
Let's get right into the show, though. Edge versus Suzuki.
Hey, whoa, no dead name.
Whoa, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, shit. Fuck you. Adam Copeland versus Suzuki.
Cancelled.
In the Violent Gentleman gear. Sick shit. I enjoyed this. What a surreal moment this was. I'm not sure. I'm going to play like 1 second.
Copeland not backing down, not giving.
Like, just seeing that shit, just that Edge and Suzuki standing face to face was like, fuck you. I never imagined it in my life.
Holy shit, this chance right at the start.
It's one of those things that's so impossible you never consider it. So
and then it happens.
You just never think
it's
about
one
it.
of those things. I did think it was funny that he kept trying to get Suzuki to take a bump. Like, he doesn't fucking bump. No, stop. He tried to get him to take the execution, and he's like, fuck. Like, did nobody, I don't know if Edge got caught up in the moment or like, did nobody smart him up? But he kept trying to make Suzuki take these bumps. And he was just like trying. He was really trying. To his credit, he was trying. But I enjoyed it for what it was, man. I
bumps they did take, they were worth it.
I really enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't like oh my god, a 5-star match, but like they went out there and they fucking killed it. I thought this was a cool little piece of trivia here, though. Ken Shamrock and Minoru Suzuki. Adam Copeland has now wrestled the first 2 Kings of Pancreas. Yeah, I wanted to throw that in there in case you didn't know. I found it on Twitter. Now we all know. What y'all think? Though? If you didn't like it, I would understand. I guess if you weren't expecting something they didn't give you.
Well, Caesar, I know you got like a whole rant, but before we get there, I just want to say one thing really quick with that. Before the match even started, I wrote this during the Wardlow and Trent match that this might not be match of the night, but it was going to be probably the most fun match of the night. And I'd say, honestly, yeah.
For sure. I agree with that.
So what I was getting at with Nick before we went online is like, I felt like it was a quick one, but then again, he also brought up the fact that maybe it's just something to give us like a taster to get us like an idea what they can do. Because what was like a 20-minute match? No, 10-minute?
Yeah, like 12 minutes.
Yeah. I just felt like they were kind of quick about it, but then again,
yeah. Well, I mean, consider who's in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that went about as I expected it, like a special attraction type of deal. Like, okay, that was a dream match. And
we
now
got Murder Grandpa. There are some people I've talked to who are like, who's Murder Grandpa? And I'm like, I gotta go.
You're about to see.
Hello,
hey. Randall Face. Salem, what's up?
Oh,
yeah, man. I mean, it wasn't like much to say about it. They did what they did. Edge hit one of his better spears since he got here, and finished the match with the Unprettier. So they set up Christian and Edge down the line again. But I thought it was funny that they just reused a shot. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. I'm pretty sure I've seen that shot of Christian.
That was the shot when he was watching the Inoki's like memorial thing.
What's it? Is that it? I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
That was him with the arms crossed watching when it's like the same pose almost when
the brown jacket
grandkids were there.
It's the brown jacket that gave it away for me. But so I mean, I guess if that was pretty much it. There wasn't really much a big cliffhanger ending to the show. We could probably whip it back up to the open.
Hey, one of the potential cliffhangers we almost had there was the fact that both guys, literally the last second, I'd never seen anything this close. When Bryce Remsburg's counting, he was so close to getting 10, and they both were like, "Oh crap, we gotta get back in there," and slide right in. I loved it.
Great stuff. So the show opened with Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe coming out to cut a promo, and he was interrupted by Hook,
Send.
who came out to, I guess they were trying to rectify that moment from last year. Like, many people thought last week's match was missing just that one little thing to push it over the edge. Just Joe giving Hook the respect. And I guess they decided to do it this week, and Hook was like a little nervous on him. I don't know what was up with him tonight on that mic. But he tells Joe, like, I'll see you again sooner or later. They give respect.
I got a question in regards to this little, I guess you could say this little moment. When he went in for like the hug or went like close to each other, did the microphone cut out, or was it just me kind of thinking things? Because it seemed like it went quieter, or was it just Hook being Hook?
I don't know. He doesn't really talk much most times, but it was a good segment. Joe tells security to get him out of the ring, and he beats the shit out. Hook beats the shit out of all of them before he gets out of there.
Until the full-time security guards enter the ring.
Yeah. Until the real one comes out. Oh, this one can't take bombs. I gotta get out of here. He might fuck me up. So the match, then Joe sits on commentary with the belt. They made it a point to show us the belt over and over and over again. I was like, okay, it's a pretty belt. I'm glad they didn't change the center plate. I was very scared of that.
Yeah, you were.
Hangman, and Pentagon.
Woo!
Penta, excuse me.
Hangman's lower third that said going through it, and honestly, same here, Hangman, same here.
I uploaded a picture of that. For some reason, it's not on. Anyway, it was a great match. It really picked up towards the end. It was probably the crowd tonight was light, to say the least. So it sounded like it at some points.
Did you guys notice too when Penta came out and like his pyro went off? Was it just me, or did something fall from the ceiling behind him?
I missed that.
Like it wasn't like anything like dangerous that would have like killed anyone. Like it looked like either ice or snow like somehow like drifted from like the rafters, and all of a sudden it just like fell down. I was like, what was that?
What do you guys think though?
That was a great match, honestly. And I like too the bit of trivia Tony Schiavone threw in there with it is just, both guys undefeated this year currently. And I think that definitely adds on to the fact with them bringing the rankings in, the battles of the unbeatens are really going to make it something special.
Thank God for bringing that back.
Joe actually gave a little bit of an explanation, right? And he's like, I'm glad that they brought these back so I don't have to be in the ring with unworthy people or some shit like that. I thought that was good.
Joe.
Canonizing it. Let's go.
Cannon, baby. I really hope they take care this time. They don't have AEW Dark to pad up the standings, right? So now we kind of get to hold them to task whenever they're doing these matches for the rankings. I guess every match is for the rankings, but I mean,
Rampage and Ring of Honor now to do that.
I wish they would explain. The general rule is, right, you usually would have to, like, if you either gain wins or you beat the person who is ranked at that number and then you take their ranking, right?
Yeah, or it's like some sort of that gives you X amount of points that boosts you up into the rankings.
I wish they would explain it clearly so that fans can speculate and kind of have fun with the math. Not that wrestling fans play with math, but
no.
Nerds.
Never.
I really wish they would elaborate other than kind of guessing, but it's cool. I'm glad it's back.
Didn't they say that they're going to announce the actual, like the first one, like the first set at the end of the month as well? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they are.
So we got like what, 2 more weeks? Is it? No,
a
week
or a week actually. Wow.
Oh my God, a week.
We're almost through the first month of 2024.
Fucking blinked, and it's February. All right, it's a leap year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be those guys who go, I survived dry January.
Fuck you. No. I didn't survive anything.
I'm still struggling with it.
Don't jinx it.
Anyway, I know so many people who did that.
The Bucks come. Excuse me.
Before we let me say too. Did you guys notice the amazing Sting cosplayer in the front row?
Yeah, that was wicked.
I legitimately thought that was Sting because he has the same build as him too.
He's a little bit shorter, wasn't he? Not much shorter, but like a little bit.
No, he has like the same. I'm not sure if he was shorter, but he had like the same like frame. Like
he did.
Broad shoulders and whatnot.
Yeah, he was like literally. like as soon as you got to like the corner of the ring, like the hard angle, he was right there.
Yeah,
So-
because at first when he was out there, I legitimately thought that was Sting, and they were gonna do like one of those angles later where it's Sting with a Sting mask on in the crowd.
Oh,
No.
I remember that. I remember that from back. Yeah, that was
good
sweet
stuff.
though. You got to go
Wish I had
look
a
for it
picture
now.
of
You got to go
Yes,
find it so you can see it.
Let's go back to the Jackson 2 with Nicholas and Matthew.
Nicholas and Matthew
Jackson.
call them by their passport names.
Yep.
They
passport names. Like,
it's so silly.
I
I
know.
don't. I thought this was. I thought they didn't really further anything. They just kind of did a silly little segment backstage where they were like reading a fake script, like, "Oh, this is a banger," but yeah, I didn't really care for it. But I still think this thing has potential. I'm more for it than a lot of people who just gave up on it immediately.
No, my favorite in regards to, sorry, I'll get it right, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, is seeing them using like big words like credentials and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I love that little segment they did with the Martin brothers, and they're just like, "What do we need? You guys hired us. You know we were."
We need your credentials. It's like, what the hell is this?
And once again, where is Rapid Hydretti? He wasn't there to chug that water.
Maybe he's in the back. Maybe he's behind the camera chugging. Yeah. Do you have a water bottle? I have a water bottle.
I just felt like it didn't
watch and learn.
do. I just felt like it didn't do much unless they were setting up a match with Top Flight. Then it didn't do much to do anything. So I was like, damn, this kind of wasted TV retail.
And that's such like an awkward way too to set up a match. Like they weren't credentialed. Let's get them.
Let's fucking
Take
do
him down.
that. This guy was in the hallway without his pass. You see what happens to people without your pass? We take you to the fucking ring.
Don't have
dropped
your
your
hall
ass.
pass, kid.
We drop your ass in the hallway, leave you there.
Yeah. That's right. That's where I am with it. But I still think it has. I think it has potential. Wardlow versus Trent Beretta.
Trent
God.
locks in the War Dog. Trent
The-
looks so cool with that like crimson red on the black with his trunk. That looked great.
That shirt was pretty sweet too, actually.
He looks great. I'm mad they keep beating him up just to monk.com promo code DSR10.
Yeah, DSR10, get 10% off your purchase on Monk today.
I'm mad they keep beating up Trent Beretta for no fucking reason, just to beat like over and over again him to get his ass beat. Like I not only do I feel like we should cycle in some more people, but we should heat them up and actually use them. And Trent's been here for so long. He hasn't been really rewarded with anything beyond being heated up for contendership. I don't know. I think we're a little past the best friends as tag champions anymore.
Okay.
Chuck doesn't wrestle as much. I'm sure he's got other things going on in the company, but he's not in the ring very much. So if Trent was going to be tag champions at any point, it would probably be with Rocky.
I would say
Roppongi.
Hey, Oscar,
Vice.
thank you. I appreciate
Oscar.
that.
Yay.
Thank you, Mark.
So, what do you guys think of the match? Wardlow.
Like War Dog winning with that insanely high elevated power bomb, especially knowing Trent's history of like neck and spinal issues, that was brutal. So I'm glad he wasn't power bomb symphony because I legitimately don't think he could have handled that.
He brought back that old finisher he used to use on AEW Dark. He used to like really kill those jobbers, and then they asked him to stop using it because it was like probably really hurting people. But he brought that back. And then
he used to do that with force too.
He did. He really did. He would smoke them. But he power bombs basically an unconscious Trent, which is like, a dirty heel move. Like, you already finished him. How dare you? I it was like a technically sound match, but I felt it. It was hard for me to care mostly. It went a little long for a match that had no heat. Like, it was like, I really like Trent and I like Wardlow. I think Wardlow is miscast here. You basically took him a step backwards, and now he has to go through this thing that we saw again. He looks uninterested. I am uninterested. I hate that we are here. So
feels like the crowd stopped caring as well through the match.
Yeah. It's again that issue of only having like 2,000 people in a building that holds fucking 14. It's really fucked up. It's all right, man.
And then too, they lost their thunder because then they announced that like Yuji Nagata and Bryan Danielson.
That was fucking sick. Oh, holy shit. Did that get announced during this match? Can we talk about that?
I
Holy
think it was
shit.
either during the match or at the end, because I have that in my notes with that. And I think they announced it right when, because this is also a moment that happened where Trent kind of pushed Orange away as Orange was trying to help him up. And that was at the same time they were talking about Nagata and Danielson.
I didn't see that.
Exactly.
I was chasing kids around.
It's okay. No one else really saw it seems.
I'm so fucking excited. Holy shit. Literally, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yuji Nagata versus Bryan Danielson at this level in Bryan's career. I kind of wish he could have got you. I could wish he got Nagata like 2, 3, 4 years ago. But Nagata can still go, as he showed with that in that match with Moxley. They had a couple, maybe like 2 years ago. Damn, it's been 2 years. Age happens fast.
Again, you blink and it's here.
He's so I expect to see some great stuff. Bryan really knows how to work with the older Japanese wrestlers, in that way that I thought maybe Adam Copeland didn't know how to work with Suzuki, where he was able to do the striking and everything, but Copeland kept resorting back to his moves. You know, like he wanted to do the educator or the fucking execution, and then the prettier, where he probably could have done the striking back and forth for Suzuki more effectively instead of going like literally the educator spot. Or the execution, whatever he calls the impaler DDT, and the unprettier spot were the two worst parts of that match, because Suzuki doesn't take bumps at this point in his career, and Adam Copeland maybe just didn't know how to work around that. Bryan is really good at working around that. He and Suzuki had an excellent, top-notch, 4 stars match, and it didn't have a single bump. They beat the shit out of each other. I think at one point maybe Bryan did. So I think maybe he took him, but Suzuki absolutely did not, and it still came across incredible. So I expect Bryan and Nagata to have a fucking excellent match on Saturday. It is just a shame that they will be up against the Royal Rumble. So I will be at the Royal Rumble and I won't be able to watch it live, but I'll watch it on tape delay or whatever the fuck. I'll watch it afterwards.
I love the idea too. Yuji Nagata on TNT with the Nitro looking Collision logo. He's getting flashbacks to 97.
That's great.
What wasn't that Suzuki Bryan match back on like the very first Dynamite post pandemic too? If I'm not mistaken.
No, it was on a pre-show Rampage to us. I think it was like a special episode of Rampage or some shit. It was Suzuki.
Those, like, 2-hour rampages.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that it was special. It was that WWE was on FS1 or some shit, or they were running against Rampage for an hour. Like they put an extra 15 minutes on SmackDown or some shit.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. There was like a head-to-head battle for something.
It was some small thing, and they were like, "Well, we'll fucking put 2 matches on YouTube. So now, if you want to change the channel early, you can." And I was like, "I absolutely will." It was awesome.
There we go.
That was awesome. So after that, we had the face-off between Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. We got this excellent.
Okay, I gotta throw this out there because I put this in my notes, and I want to say this before I, lose my shit about this. Do you guys think Mariah May should dress accordingly? Because she seems like she stands out.
No, I don't. The whole thing is that she's a fan. She's not delusional as well. She is a fan though, so she shouldn't be. She's not a maniac. She's not a maniac. So I get that. Because it also allows her to stand out on purpose, so that when she eventually does split from Tony, she will still retain everything you knew about her. She doesn't have to like throw away whatever the fuck you ended up liking about Mariah because she ended up delusional like Tony and it was so over. But now she's normal, and then she's gonna look plain. Like, oh no, they stripped away everything she had. I think it works better this way.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But they did a cool. See, they were telling a good story. Like I liked what they were saying, but like the ankle thing, like you were my friend. Like you're not this crazy person. You lived with me. Like what are you talking about?
On the same dojo floor.
But it didn't come off. It did. Something was off. I don't know if it was the performance or I don't want to like blame anybody. I'm not gonna be like Deonna was bad. Like I don't think it was anyway, maybe it was the small crowd. Maybe they just weren't as interested in it. The silence took it away from me. But
I could see it.
something was like not working.
Wasn't clicking.
It wasn't clicking, but this was excellent. Don't throw this away.
The half and half was so cool, and I really enjoyed how they did that. And two, like even though this would most likely affect my OCD because it's not completely half and half, just the way that like Renee was like over enough to kind of balance it since you got 3 people on the other side, I think that kind of helped with that. So I enjoyed it from a presentations perspective.
That was great.
Another issue I had is that they brought Indiana as this big deal, but she's gonna go into the pay-per-view with Toni Storm, and I don't know that Toni Storm is in a place where she should lose right now, and it kind of wastes a little bit for Deonna to take that big loss immediately. Like, kind of puts her in this place where it looks like she couldn't get it done. Like, you brought in this big deal, I had all this momentum, they put me in the big spot, and now I couldn't get it done. Shame. So what happens? What happens after that? Is that I would hope that maybe the idea is that this is her direction. She's going to come in big. She's going to lose the big shot. And then the character starts. Like, now I'm broken and I have to rebuild myself. But that involves
Deonna Purrazzo.
No, fuck. No, God, no.
The Italian way of breaking is just getting really, really angry.
Don't abuse the people in your life, Deonna.
She absolutely annihilated Luther's face too. Like,
wow,
she really did.
Just kicked him right in there. That was brutal.
She looked great. I thought she looked jacked. Like, she looked fucking great. I was like, she looks like she's gonna beat somebody's ass, but she also looked really pretty. So I don't know.
That's a lethal combo.
The way she grabbed Toni Storm like right out of the 1950s into color.
She yanked her back into reality. Is what I assumed they were doing. I like subtle shit like that, but again, it was something.
You look at it that way, definitely.
It was just something about the performance that didn't click for me. It's a damn shame. But was the segment? What was the fuck? What the fuck happened?
We had a Moxley promo right after that.
Oh yeah, dude. What was he? I saw people speculating that. Oh, he's talking about Okada. I just thought he was setting himself up as the ace, like I am.
Yeah,
that's fucker. Like,
yeah, I thought he was just making sure everyone knows, like he's the final boss of AEW. That's what I took.
Been around since way back.
That's how I took it. I mean, he is. It feels like it.
Absolutely.
I think the thing with Moxley that's cool is that he's got such an aura about him, and they've protected him so well that he can, like, he is the attraction. He doesn't need to be in like the title picture or whatever to feel like, oh no, Jon Moxley's being wasted. It feels like whatever he's doing feels like it needs to be watched. Like, I eagerly await whatever his program is about to be, because it's gonna be a big shit. It's gonna be fucking excellent.
And then they also announced at the time with Mox and Lee Moriarty on Rampage, which, follows up Moxley versus Shane Taylor. And during that match in particular, Moriarty didn't seem to care for Shane Taylor. He was looking a lot at Mox in there, almost like there's an intrigue and finally finishing the story, if you will, when it comes down to getting those Blackpool Combat Club recruits.
Did you see the promo that Shane Taylor cut after? They're still doing the backstage promos that they were doing for the collision for the C2.
Yeah,
they're doing those now regularly. Shane Taylor cut this promo where he goes, you beat me, but that's fine. I came out here to show you guys, the Blackpool Combat Club, like, how dare you leave Lee Moriarty behind? Like, we don't get left behind. So I was like, oh shit, like, that's really fucking cool.
They're addressing it.
They put it right on screen. That's awesome. But the only thing is that it goes against the thing that they did on television, which is Lee Moriarty giving him the, oh man, he lost, like, your fucking loser face. Like, Shane Taylor basically went to bat for him here.
But remember, though, that's the thing, is it's Shane Taylor saying that. Lee Moriarty doesn't really necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, I hope they do something. I really like Shane Taylor, and I really like Lee Moriarty. I like Shane Taylor's character. I think he's a great fucking promo. I think if they put money behind Shane Taylor in a faction, like in a lead faction, as like a revolutionist type thing, he's fucking great.
And they keep going back and forth by saying Shane Taylor Promotions and Shane Taylor Productions.
They do?
Oh, I noticed that.
They say that a lot, and it's always different on his lower thirds as well.
Oh, no. I was hoping maybe it was just commentary fucking up. They just don't know what they want to do with it.
They themselves don't even know.
Next week it'll be something else, too. They'll change
So
it every week.
And then after that, we had Taya Valkyrie and Johnny TV making their televised comeback in a spit swapping makeout match.
In slow motion.
They finally have TV time, though.
I think
I'm
it's
glad
great
that
for
they're
them.
finally together.
I think it's great for them to have TV time. I'm glad that they're together. Admittedly, I don't care.
Time.
I don't care about them.
Johnny TV time.
I don't care about them separately. I don't care about Taya Valkyrie. Like, she came in with all this hype, and I was like, oh, I haven't really seen much of her. I'd really like to see what she's about. And she had multiple, like, 10, 15, 12, 13-minute matches, and they were like, bad. And I was like, you know what? Booking aside, that's not what I was looking at for her. Like, I was looking to see what kind of wrestler she was, and she didn't really fit in AEW. So they sent her to ROH with Johnny Mundo, Johnny TV, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Everything, Johnny Elite, and they looked great together. And I was like, wow, okay, this is great. And then they do the thing with Dalton Castle. I was like, okay, this is actually working. So seeing them on Dynamite now is like fucking premature for me. Like, this was still cooking. You're actually gonna fuck it up because you brought them up here to lose. She challenged Deonna Purrazzo. She's not gonna fucking beat Deonna Purrazzo on the way to a pay-per-view title match. So you took this ROH act that's getting over, that's cooking, that's seasoning, that's gonna be something if you give it time, and you brought it up to TV to expose it and then beat it and then send it back to keep cooking. You put them back at square one.
Okay.
Let them cook.
Speaking of cooking, I forgot to ask this a minute ago because all discussions just get going, and so it's like I gotta time it. Could you see the whole Deonna and Tony Storm thing long-term booking? Like,
like they'll go back to it later. Yeah,
kind of thing.
Sure.
Like they'll do like the one match at Revolution, and then maybe the next one at like Wembley, for example, and then another one like, I don't know, down the road farther, kind of thing.
I think it all depends truly on also how they deliver in this upcoming match.
There's that.
So basically, we'll wait on that.
Absolutely, is that. I mean, again, there's with Tony Storm. It looks like the long-term plan is her and Mariah, or at some point, and her and Jamie Hayter, because
Jamie Hayter. Ooh,
yeah. So
true.
This Deonna Purrazzo thing is a great little story here, but that's why I was saying, that's why I was like, this is probably not anything long term. Like, if they come back to it later, they can tie to this, but it's not the plan. Like, it's not where it's not the trajectory. It's not what they've been presenting on TV for the last, I don't know, however long Tony's been as deranged as she is.
I mean, at this point too, it feels also like they got, when they showed off their matching tattoos, it feels now it's just like two friends that wanted to work together at a pay-per-view.
They're just two rub-on tattoos.
No, I mean, but Nick's got a point though. It does feel like Tony was like, yeah, I fucking love Deonna. I can't wait. She just got here. I really want to work this program. And so if they have something planned for Tony Storm, like it does feel like they do, and it is two things, like two big things, because you got Mariah May and you got Jamie Hayter eventually, whenever she's ready. So I guess there wouldn't be time to do this high profile match between them later on. But I wonder if that personal satisfaction was worth the perception issues that are going to come for Deonna Purrazzo after this, because she is going to lose and she is going to fall to the back of the line, and she is not going to have as much TV time as she's getting now. And she just fucking got here. So I don't know. I mean, I can see both sides of it, but it is what it is.
Move on, because guess what? Whose house?
Swerve's house!
Or Hardy's house, depending on who you fucking ask.
That's
people
true.
were really excited to see the Hardys.
They woke the crowd back up, and they got going for whose house? Swerve's house. But holy crap, when the Hardys stepped on the stage,
one of these days, like I said in the chat, Nana's gonna hit that so hard he's gonna fall in the front row. He's just gonna go like this and just whoop.
I wrote on my notes too, before the match starts, Prince Nana versus Jeff Hardy dance off ?
Revolution.
Almost.
Main match.
So close.
Almost.
We were so close.
Can I just say, for all the shit that he's been through, done to himself, whatever you want to say, Jeff has looked great these past two big matches that he's had. He had a match with Darby on Rampage that was great. His match with Swerve is great. And I'm like, is Matt holding him back? I don't know.
Is this what WWE felt?
Oh no, maybe they should stay this way. Maybe Matt should stay the manager and Jeff should be the one that does the ring stuff, and it would work.
Manager.
It would be a lot better.
Oh,
This Hardy thing would work a lot better if Matt stood out of the ring, is what I'm saying. Matt, I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of the ring.
A lot of matches are better if Matt stayed outside the ring.
just give him a fancy suit.
Remember when the Hardys had a trio with Mark Briscoe?
That's right. The Hermanos or some shit that happened like
And-
2 weeks ago, and then he was just nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they're
All
just
right.
like, all right, we're going to be, a family now. We're working together. And then they haven't addressed it or brought it up since.
Tony was in the bathroom. He came out and he was like, "What was that promo? I sworn I overheard. What were they talking about?"
Who wrote this?
My Friday night ratings draws said what?
So Swerve, I'm sure, lives out a dream. Pins Jeff Hardy. Great match for them.
These guys got so physical. It was
They
great.
did. They did.
Oh,
I was really excited. I think
that Nana spot though.
that wasn't this match. I was almost going to talk about it, but I remember it was not this match. The
Oh, was it? That's right.
That was
No, it
the later with the Bang Bang System.
Yeah, my bad. Wrong one.
so
But,
backstage.
the
Okay.
pop, I gotta say though, like the pop of the night, without a doubt, went to the moment Jeff took that shirt off and then got up for the swanton.
Oh,
He
I
still
know.
gets the Hardy pop. I'm
He
like,
gets that
why
Hardy
does it?
pop.
We're missing something. When Jungle Boy was a babyface, I thought like they need to do something that gets him that guttural teenage girl scream from a girl in a town every time. Like it is what it is. It's real. That's a real thing. Like you need to
that's what his
establish that. Like,
father was.
exactly. Luke Perry was a heartthrob. That's
Yeah.
what they are. They get girls excited of all ages, and they scream and they're like love these guys. I thought they lost something with Jack Perry not doing that with him, and I think they losing something not doing it with Hook. Hook
Absolutely.
Hook
Remember
could be a
too, for a
heartthrob.
while, Jungle Hook was a ratings draw for the female demographic.
Yeah, the women love Jungle Hook.
Send for Jungle Hook. Send for Jungle Hook.
The Jungle Hook signal activate, and then meanwhile, 46-year-old Jeff Hardy is still the heartthrob he always was.
Yeah. I mean, shit. He doesn't get old.
Send for
He
Jeff.
doesn't. He looks the same.
Just different makeup.
So Renee was interviewing Swerve. Hangman comes out. They start arguing. Hangman, what did Swerve say to fucking prompt Hangman to say, "New year, new me, bitch"? Like, what the fuck?
Hangman
He's
just
3-0.
started going off too.
He was 3-0. He's like, so am I.
He had me crying. I loved it. So they're gonna do a pick your poison thing next week, which I don't think they can call it that.
Steelers
So-
Renee snapped too. That was surprising.
Oh,
I missed that, right? She told him like, "Back up, guys," or some shit like that,
Try
right?
to do an interview here.
Yeah,
When Renee is more effective than those jacked full-time security guards.
she's
Yeah,
so
no shit,
good.
eh?
She's so good at her job. I think she's
The best.
perfect. Like she's everything AEW needed as a commentator,
Oh,
I mean, as a
yeah.
backstage announce person. There's
Oh, yeah.
journalists.
Oh yeah.
What
Oh,
the fuck are they called? Announcers,
Interviewers.
Backstage
interviewers. I guess.
Marvez just sank.
His stock went down.
Remember
Sorry,
when they
Marvez.
replaced him with Lexi Nair, even though she didn't know shit, and they let her develop on television, and she's great now. Alex Marvez
Yeah.
was like, "No, we expected you to be great when you got here. You fuck."
You suck.
Oh,
Thunder Rosa versus
Oh,
Red
God.
Velvet.
Ugh.
Did you hate this match or what's up?
No, her theme song.
Oh, you didn't like it? I thought it was okay. I haven't listened to it again. I thought it was okay the first time I heard it.
I'm just a big fan of her original one. It was so intense when it came on. Like,
I agree with
that.
Lord.
I miss Thunder Rosa.
I listened to like that's exactly
It was
how it
hype.
goes, guys. That's exactly how it goes.
I mean, did you consider though that she probably felt herself, if a person has any control over their presentation in the company, considering she is from San Antonio and she does utilize her Mexican culture very much on television, she probably wanted something that matches her and the way she feels. So this theme song is probably more for her in her own self than the other one.
I'm like listening to John and I just see Nick in the background doing like jazz hands and
The
shit.
Seth MacFarlane.
Ooh.
I didn't I didn't really care for this match, but I'm glad that they had it. I know everybody's big on counting those minutes. You had to let him sing.
Next week. It's gonna be
Caesar doesn't know how to handle Nick singing. He's trying to shut it up.
Greg would jump on in. What?
Greg would have been on the second verse by now.
I would have been fine with that. I would have been just bobbing my head or hitting that Nana. I don't know.
One of the things I had in my notes here was just there was a lot of red because both of them wore red, and then on top of that, this is when they had the LED panels on the apron turn red as well.
Yeah, it was rough. I don't know. I didn't care for this match. I didn't. It's just one of those things. It wasn't like they messed anything up. I didn't think it sucked. It was just like, God, this is heatless.
Is it just me too, or did it feel like it just kind of fell apart at the end?
It did. It did, actually. You're absolutely right.
Like whatever chemistry they had at the start was just gone by the end.
Well, at the start, I don't know that there was chemistry because Rosa kind of dragged. She kind of dragged Red Velvet into this grappling spot, and Velvet's like trying to handle it, but she looked like she got dragged into it. Like,
yeah,
oh, shit.
I do flippy stuff. I don't do this.
I don't know what's happening.
What is this?
What is she doing?
I wasn't trained.
So,
this
I thought they meshed. I thought they clashed a little bit in the beginning, but
you could hear the crowd stop caring at the end.
I also hate her finisher. But I always hated it when Kevin Owens came up to the main roster and he was teasing that he was gonna do the package pile driver like he used to do in the Indies, but he twisted out into that fucking bullshit. Now she uses it as her finisher, and I can't get over the way I feel about it. So I don't know if it's just me.
I don't know. It's a betrayal from Kevin Owens.
Dun dun
I
dun.
don't know how you guys feel about it.
It's something. I wouldn't ask me how I feel about it after this match in particular.
It's twice now where I was like, okay, whatever.
Nice.
Darby Allin and Sting come out here, and Darby Allin basically abuses Sting into a tag title match.
And Sting posed with the Sting fan in the front row.
He did.
You saw it. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, right? I swear he's shorter than Sting by a little bit, not much.
I mean, Sting's a pretty big guy, so I think that's
like
when he came out there and was next to him. That's when I think that it stood out that he was much shorter, but still a similar stocky build.
The segment basically led to Darby and Sting being granted their title match because they're undefeated as a tag team, and if the rankings are back, then they should be the first people to get a tag team championship shot. And I was like, that is very sound logic, Darby. Why'd you him in Sting's face then? You simply could have filed some paperwork or something. Like, you didn't have to bring him out here and berate him into this fucking match. Like, what the fuck?
Please make this a meme in some way, people.
It's horrible. So they cut to the Bucks in the back producing this segment.
Gorilla position.
I love how that gorilla position is in this beautiful, luxurious office. They have
seen it before.
They have a better gorilla than the real one.
I want that headset he's wearing. That's it. That's huge.
Yeah, it's absolutely great.
I know.
If they had just done this tonight, if the Bucks had not done that segment earlier with Top Flight and they had just done this tonight, I would have thought that was perfect.
This would have been fun, yeah.
That would have been fine. Like, oh shit, there they are. They're producing the segment. That's what they do. You didn't have to do the overkill earlier in the night. Like, that was bullshit, I thought. So
too much.
I mean, what's up after that? Ricky Starks and Big Bill accepted the challenge. I feel so bad.
Big
for
Billy
them.
Starks.
I hate how Ricky was holding the belt. It looks so weird.
No, he's doing it the way he does the NWA thing, the old 1980s style, the way his heroes held the title. That's what he's doing. I just like I've stated before, maybe on this show, maybe on the flagship, I feel really bad for Ricky Starks. And this tag reign has been bullshit. Like nothing. Literally a placeholder. All these titles, we don't really know what we're gonna do with them right now. For some reason, the Bucks and FTR don't want to work together. We'll get back to you. And I can't think of like a match that I cared about that they've been in, and now they're about to drop them in 2 weeks. So what are they going to do with them after that?
Spoiler alert.
That's a foregone conclusion. I mean, unless there's just no way.
No, I totally agree with you. Like Ricky Starks is actually a really good wrestler. They need to find something like actually to do.
I'm pretty sure I spent like 15 minutes. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I spent like 15 minutes talking about this last week. If I start again, I won't stop.
Go to commercial.
Excuse me. They had the 6-man tag match now, and I forgot it was coming, and I started to get concerned. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I was
What are we
wondering that
doing?
too. Where was
What
it?
time is
It
it?
felt like we were running out of time.
But
Bang bang, scissor gang.
Bang Bang Scissor Gang. They put them out there, and everyone's like, "Why'd they do this match?" I was like, "I'm gonna tell you exactly why they did this match. They are not going to be together for very long, but we can get some T-shirts off. So we absolutely should get some Bang Bang Scissor Gang shirts on TV for the next couple months and get some people to buy them and then break them right the fuck up." Jay White.
They gotta have them go through to take on the Undisputed Kingdom first before they break them up. Otherwise, I am going to be very upset.
Wasn't that the point? And why
Yeah,
is the Undisputed
exactly.
Kingdom out here doing nothing?
Yeah, they came
Mhm.
out for the Trent match, which makes sense because Wardlow's in it. But then after that, they don't care about this group, which it has more people than theirs does.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that the idea is that they're preparing themselves. But why is it so separate from the Undisputed Kingdom? They should be on TV, acknowledging each other, threatening each other, hiding from each other, running from fucking to beat each other's ass. Hangman even stopped caring about them. He was like, I got the fucking title. I got Swerve and Joe, and I don't think I need those problems.
I got titles to worry about now.
I got money.
Yeah, it's a little botched, and I know they're in a holding pattern because MJF is hurt, but they set it up so lovely to have programs while MJF is gone. So why the fuck are all the people that are involved on television in separate programs doing different shit, spread all the way across, taking up all this retail? You could be doing so many different things on television by having them together. I don't know. I don't book this shit. And I'm looking from the outside. I realize that if you're in the weeds, I realize that if you're in the weeds of it, like as a booker, like you're in that shit, you're not seeing it the way we're seeing it. I think they need an outside perspective, and they probably try to use the internet, but it's hard because you get so many bad faith arguments.
That's true.
You should just listen to this show. I'm very objective. I try very hard.
Just Dirt Sheet Radio only. I mean, what?
Anyway,
we give a shout out. So we mentioned, guess what wasn't botched earlier? Aubrey Edwards catching all 3 trios titles. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
The Acclaimed each like one by one were like throwing them to her, and she was catching them all like it was nothing. That was great.
She's a pro.
She's the GOAT.
I got a question. And it's admittedly not mine, but a friend of mine asks, are the Acclaimed technically Bullet Club members now?
Yes.
No.
All right. Well, there you go. That answers that. All right, moving on.
And there's your answer. After that, we got the announcement that Serena Deeb,
The professor.
He's coming back.
the professor, she's coming back to the ring. I'm very excited for this. I am actually not. I'm excited to see her come back to the ring, but I'm not excited for this particular match because they didn't announce an opponent. So it's probably going to be a fucking no name, and it's going to be 3 minutes long. And I'm like, that's a great way to showcase her, I guess.
Was she injured or was she just written off for a bit?
She was horribly injured. She had to deal with really,
Injuries.
really bad things in her life.
Okay.
Yeah. She is
'cause
back now, though.
The last time I saw her, I don't remember if they actually explained anything. And then I remember there was like time where she was kind of running with like random people or like Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir for a bit too. But again, that was like
it's been a good year and a half, I think.
It's good to see she's back and ready to kick in faces. I mean, stomp. I mean, oof. She's gonna give her us a 5 to 10 minute match. Come on, at least.
That's pretty great stuff. I mean,
Don't
that's
you want to
Dynamite,
bet
though.
too, because everyone's been taking her on that her opponent's going to be Queen Amanada.
That would be excellent. Now that's
That would be
something
brutal.
they should have.
That'd be
They
fun.
should have announced that though. They should have. Like I would have really been looking forward to that. That's a stacked show. They got the cage match. They called it an escape rules. So like, okay, so hear me. What the fuck did you just do? It was a 6-man elimination cage match, right? Very simply, you could have had the cage. They had the pinfalls, and submissions, and they beat each other's ass. It's great. They do all these cool spots. They added this escape rules thing. I'm like, she complicated the shit out of what was probably a really simple great banging ass cage match. Like, what the fuck did we do? So you mean to tell me that it's an elimination match and the wrestlers have to escape and leave their people behind to get their ass beat so they can win, right? Is that the drama you're trying to add to this match? Because I feel like that's unnecessary.
Was it that's the only way to win is escaping, or are pinfalls and submissions still applicable?
And if that's the case, then why go through all the trouble of calling it an escape rules cage match?
Because if you escape, you're technically eliminating yourself, but you're giving yourself a point.
Like, it's really, yeah. Like, what the fuck did we do here? Like, why did you ruin this great thing?
Please.
Don't worry. On Rampage, they'll announce another rule where it's like you have to
Back
tag your
off!
opponent in through the cage or something stupid.
Man, at least if you did that, they got an opportunity to throw weapons in.
So if you look up on the history of WWE side, which I love because you got all those results over the years, they have a thing. I think it was like 87. I want to say they tried to experiment with a cage match battle royal.
What the fuck?
That's
What
all
the
it
hell?
says. No one has ever talked about this. We're putting that out there right now. There was a cage match battle royal. Don't know how that worked.
We need to gather information about this, photographs, any clips that we can find, fan footage,
I believe
accounts.
Rocky Johnson won it.
And we need to put together a YouTube video about this. That's the stuff. That's the stuff right there. The good stuff. But I mean, that's pretty much all of AEW Dynamite as we cut back, as we're back down to the fucking.
I got one for you right
main
now.
event.
I gotta ask this because Nick brought this up. What sounds more complicated, a cage match battle royale or a reverse battle royale?
Fuck. I don't know.
I mean, the reverse battle royal was a mess.
John
TNA did that.
John just quit.
Listen, that was a dark time in TNA's history.
I
They
don't
wouldn't
like
get
to
rid of
think about
Russo no matter how hard we wanted them to.
I don't like to think about the reverse battle royale. So thank you for that.
Rikishi's 1 month run there.
But okay, just go to the outro. I can't.
Jesus. All right, man. That's AEW Dynamite. Now you know what? No job. The jobber of the night is Caesar for that question. We're going. We're going.
All right, who's our megastar of the night, fellas?
Give it him.
Yay, Caesar, you did it.
You did it.
Good job, Caesar.
I'm officially the first mega and jobber. Let's go. 2024 is my
Oh, you
year.
earned it.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, next week I get a TNT run.
Yes. Ah, man. All right. I mean, who's your job? I mean, my jobber of the night is. I don't know if I have a jobber of the night. My jobber of the night might be them, and it's not because of this. It's because of what I said. They have to come up here from their I thought, a good, successful start to a Ring of Honor gimmick down there. They can cook themselves and become a great gimmick together, and then come back up to television and start to win, heat up, and do something meaningful. But they pulled them out raw. And they were like, yeah, this looks cool. Pin it. Beat it now. It's getting too over. It's getting too over. Oh, shit.
This is too good.
That's vindictive. I don't like that.
Look at Tony.
I got my jobber of the night pick ready to go. So one thing we didn't bring up earlier is they announced for Rampage. They made it seem like it was going to be a battle royal to take on Orange Cassidy on Saturday. And then they changed it to what they called the freshly squeezed four-way, which sounds very interesting.
That's really, really risky to say on television.
They are trying as hard as they can to just walk the line. But my jobber of the night is coming from this. So the four-way has Butcher, Kip Sabian, Commander, Vikingo. Blade was nowhere to be found in this announcement, but his two partners are in there. So my jobber of the night's the Blade.
That's good. That's fucked up. That's good.
That loophole. If I had to really give it a jobber, I guess I've looked over the card and like the night and everything. What the hell?
Why'd that freak me?
I was gonna say only because he got his head kicked in his Luther. He got like that was a brutal, like out of the blue, just Diana, or was it Tony Storm dodged the kick and Luther got just kicked right in the face.
He does get to carry Tony Storm though. I mean,
I know.
It's a balance. There's great things in life. There's sometimes not so good things in life.
For everything else, there's MasterCard.
I was
You
gonna,
better cheat radio.
Megastar tonight, baby. Who's looking like a star tonight on AEW Dynamite?
Oh my gosh. Like the one choice that constantly comes to mind whenever I'm thinking of who was the star, Jeff Hardy. Like no one got the reactions he did this night.
You're absolutely right. What the fuck was that Jeff Hardy, man?
He was the mega star of the night.
I can't even blame him because I was going to say they should really get behind it. And they tried when he first got here and he fucked it up like 3 minutes in. So I hope he doesn't do it again. I hope this time it works. And because he's a great asset for the company. I know people are like, man, the fucking Hardy stink. But no, he went out here and he's shown that he can still go and he can still be useful when putting guys over. And you can heat him up and do shit with him. And I don't know.
He got better reactions than Adam Copeland did.
He absolutely did.
I don't know. I had a choice for a megastar, but I actually forgot. I'm serious. I had something. Yeah.
My megastar of the night, Samoa Joe, because his commentary game is on point. God damn. He was fucking great. He's out there and he's like, I like that, man. I can't wait to do that to you. Like, it's like, oh shit.
And he kept taunting Taz about Hook.
He did. He did. Great shit.
You can tell Taz is getting a little heated too about it.
I was going to say that Samoa Joe has a great future in commentary. Then I got flashbacks to WWE run. Akira. No. Leave me alone. Is that it? Is that all of us?
Oh, we forgot about the moment though at the end of the night when Kazuchika Okada came out. That was a surprise.
Fuck.
Oh, pull that.
It'll come. We're gonna have a very good conversation about that tonight. But yeah, man, that's us. That's it. AEW Dynamite. You can come back again tomorrow on YouTube and on all your fucking favorite podcast places to listen to the flagship podcast from me and Nick and Greg. You can catch the SmackDown Rewind on Friday, the Royal Rumble Rewind on Saturday, the Raw Rewind on Monday, the NXT Rewind on Tuesday, and then loop it all the way back to us on Wednesday with the Dynamite Rewind. We're always out here, man. Yoshi Radio.
It's a busy Wednesday night for us.
Thank you guys for joining us. We will see y'all next week.
See ya.